Hey everybody, Tim here with today's review of Doctor Who, story number 50. 50 stories, The War Games. So I don't know, I'm really sad. This is the end of an era, if you will. It is the end of the second Doctor, and it's really sad. Like, I don't know, it's 10 episodes, which at this point is the second longest story of Doctor Who. Did it need to be 10 episodes? Not really. Like, it almost actually felt like it was 8 and 2, but even then, it was really a stretch. So, I really like the Doctor. I really like Jamie. I've said before, Jamie's my favorite companion. Even Zoe is a great companion. The three of them, I think, are kind of the perfect trio. Out of all of classic Doctor Who, those are probably my favorite three, like the Doctor, Zoe, and Jamie. But that being said, like, so from the very beginning, where it's like a lot of World War I, and the guy that's hypnotizing people with the monocle, I was like, what's going on? We see a lot more of the sonic screwdriver, and then it transfers to the Civil War, and you're like, what's happening right now? And then you realize that there's actually more going on, and that there's the war chief. Now, some people have actually hypothesized that the war chief is the master. It's the first incarnation of the master. And I don't know. I see like the resemblance with like the mustache and stuff like that. I don't know if I think they're the same person, but then so I have never listened to the Big Finish audiobooks. So anything I say, that is put aside. Just keep it in mind. This is my own hypothesis, my own guesses, just watching TV. Like, I would love to kind of see the war chief come back to see what the war chief would be like again. I don't know. I don't think it's the master. I don't think so. But we see TARDIS-like machines, and they mention the TARDIS over and over again. And I'm like, Susan made up the name TARDIS, so you guys shouldn't even know what that is. So that kind of bothered me in the continuity. But the whole door thing, where it's this kind of rounded part and it pushes out, and then people go in. And I was like, oh, the doors bothered me. I don't know. This is the first story ever to mention the Doctor's race being the Time Lords. So that was kind of a big thing. And this is where we kind of come to that end where we realize there's battles going on from several different time periods. And the whole chase of the Time Lords are coming to get us. That whole slow motion chase is basically the stop of the first story in the beginning of the second story. And everybody's like, it's your people. Why are you trying to run away? And the Doctor's like, Jamie, Zoe, stay here. Let me run. And that's where you kind of realize the Doctor is like an outlaw. And finally, they do get in the TARDIS and they try to run away, but it doesn't work. And the Time Lords are like, you know what? You stole a time machine and you have been an outlaw all these years, breaking our prime directive. You like that? And by interfering with other races. And so we're going to punish you by putting you on Earth and exiling you there. And he's like, they know who I am. You can't do that. And they're like, well, we're going to change your face as well. And he's like, you're going to force my regeneration? It's a huge step in Doctor Who, because when the first Doctor became the second Doctor, there was a segue and it worked. This is one of the first instances where it's a brand new Doctor, it's a brand new companion, it's a brand new cut. There is nothing connecting the second Doctor to the third Doctor, which is something we see a lot more in Doctor Who. For example, when 10 became 11, or when 12 became 13. It's a very clean cut. And so that's why a lot of people, when they're like, well, where should I start with classic Doctor Who? I always say, as much as it hurts me to say it, start with the third Doctor, because it's all in color and it's all intact. That's what people nowadays want to see. And it's hard to see Zoe go back to her time in like the Wheel in Space. And it's hard to see Jamie go back to like the Highlands. And I don't know, it's really, really sad to know that I'm coming to the end of this era. So I don't know, like as far as a story, I did like it. I thought it was really interesting and it was really enjoyable. 10 episodes was a little too much. Like you probably could have cut out 1 or 2, but to know that this is the end of the Second Doctor and that it's all intact, I probably could have had more. Like, it was really depressing for me to say goodbye to him. That being said, we do see the Second Doctor at least 2 more times. So, for those who have seen the War Games, what did you guys think about it as a farewell to the Second Doctor until we see him again? What did you think about saying farewell to Zoe and Jamie? What did you think about the War Chief? Go ahead, let me know, and I will see you guys next time for the Third Doctor's premiere, like, first episode, Spearhead from Space.